Old Gatekeeper here. About to be starting a candy paint 2290 driver, excuse me. Candy painted box. And the fella sent me some 2290s. He sent me some parts and stuff. This is one of them type of builds where the customer sends a couple of parts to kind of help with the price. And he said these 2290s. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go get me a new phone soon. But anyway, he said these 2290s came out of a radio. Now take a look at the HFE of these bad boys. 94. I honestly have not seen a number that high on this Atlas yet. I'm gonna hook up this brand new 2879. But you got you a nice set of 2290s here, brother. Now look, I'm going to hook up this fresh 2879 and show you that these 2290s have a higher HFE, and they're used. It came out of a radio. That's what blows my mind even more. Okay. That came apart. Let me put the phone down, dang it. Hold on a second. Alright. Should be about 88. Yep, 88. Look at that. That's a brand new non-dot 2879. These 2290s have a higher HFE, and they're used. It came out of a radio than these 2879 non-dot. And these had 108 on them from RF parts from the curve tracer. That blew my mind, man. I just had to document that. That's the first time I've seen something like that so far. So you got you a nice set of 2290s here, man. This is going to be a good, I believe it's going to be a driver if I remember correctly. Alright, bud. We're going to get on with the build and get this thing done, man. Should turn out real well. Alright, brother. We got your 2-pill 2290 driver done. Turned out real good, nice and clean. Look at that, all the wires for the switch and everything is all hidden up under the board. Looks nice, man. I did a little different approach with this one than I've done in the past. But anyway, you asked for a custom circuit, which I have never done before, which is a delay circuit for the fan when you turn the switch down. So right now I'm about to do some testing to find the right values so the fan will stay on for about 2 minutes when you turn it off in the complete off position all the way down. Alright, man, we'll be back hopefully with the finished product working, rocking and rolling. Old Gatekeeper said it. We'll be back. By the way, I got 101 fever with a abscess tooth, but I'm still out here doing my best. We'll see ya. Alrighty, man, all done. Got my celebration SIG, got my celebration monster. I don't know if many of y'all know that, but yeah, I've been drinking about 1 to 2 of these a day. Probably about 9-10 years now. They say that it enlarges your heart, and yes, I would like to quit doing them eventually, but whew, I just love the taste of them, man. I just love the taste of them, to be honest with you. Like this celebration SIG up here. Alright, now we got ourselves a lemon drop candy painted 2X 2290 driver. If you see any smoke, that is my celebration SIG. And yes, everybody, I know it's bad for my health and I need to quit. Need to get into some of them vaping things, I know. So basically, he said, here's what I could round up for parts. He sent me a good amount of parts to help take off the some off the price, which is perfectly fine. The 2290s are good. They came out of a 2970, and then he sends the part list of everything. The list of parts that he sent, which I was able to use some of them. What he'd like is a 2290 driver box, custom. The switch he'd like the switch he sent. Center is off, top is on, and bottom is on. He'd like to have the fan wired up so it runs while the box is in use, and when he shuts down, he could put the switch in the bottom position and the fan will continue running for cool down or time delay. Power off the fan for say 2 minutes, which I have never done before, which is a cool idea. He said he'll leave that up to me. There's a simple circuit on YouTube, so on and so on. He said he sent an extra 2222 SSB delay, a remote plug, and he wants a little light on the relay that he's seen me do for key up, which I done that for some older amplifiers a couple of years ago. I knew what he was asking for though. I've done that a couple of times with some older ones. So here you go, brother. Here's your box. Candy painted, lemon drop, SSB delay when it's turned up, SSB delay on, SSB delay off. There's your remote plug, in and out. Everything's self-explanatory. On, off. I have yet to find yellow LEDs that can match this lemon drop color. If any of y'all out there has ever located some LEDs that can match this exact bright yellowish color, let me know. I'd love to get my hands on some, but I have bought pretty much every yellow LED that I could find. And y'all, when it comes to making these boxes look all eye appealing and everything, that's all good, cool and dandy. That's all cool. But I want y'all to understand that making a box look good means nothing, absolutely zero, if it doesn't work good. If you have a box that looks all pretty on the outside and doesn't work like it's supposed to on the inside, it's useless. It's useless. But if you can make an amplifier work the way it's supposed to on the inside, then you are enabled to make it look good on the outside. That's the way I look at it. That's why I didn't even start attempting to do anything like this till I got, you know, a little bit more experienced in the hobby, years on. You know, I think probably about 3 or 4 years in is when I started doing stuff like this. Major shout out to my buddy Marty out at the collision center that he owns and runs for doing these professional paint and candy paint jobs. A lot of the jobs are candy paint. Some of them are just regular automobile paint. This paint job is absolutely nothing different than the paint job on your vehicle. This is the exact same paint job. Exact. You can wax this. None of the boxes that leaves my hands has been waxed. That's up to you if you wish to wax it later on down the road. But if it ever gets you know, I'm sorry about that, y'all. But I sat there and recorded the whole video and looked down and noticed it wasn't recording. I could not believe it. Oh boy, I've just been having some issues with this phone. I might have to get me a new one. It just stops recording on its own. But anyway, as I was saying, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Marty that runs a collision center. This guy is amazing. If there's anybody around the metropolitan Atlanta area, northeast Georgia, out here around this area, around the Stone Mountain area, or anywhere around this area that needs some collision center work done, to your car, any kind of work like that done to your car, when it comes to repairs on the body, give me a holler, man. He will give you a discount. And so anyway, we're going to be driving this thing with a 4-watt radio, 4 watts RMS, which turns out to be around 18 to 20 watts peak. All right, we're on 14.5 volts. And sorry about that. And let's go ahead and turn her on. Turn the radio on. All right, 1,000 watt slug. We're looking at the bottom scale. The 20 is 200. In between that's 100. We're looking at RMS first. Dead key gives us about maybe a 20 watt dead key. Oh, whew, almost 100 bird. Right there at 100 bird. But I want to know what this thing's talking, man. That's what I want to know. What is this thing talking when I'm out there in DX land trying to put the hammer down on them people out there? Old Gatekeeper cruising out here in Northeast Georgia, getting on down, break, break, break. So she's doing about 60 to 90, somewhere right around there. That's just with a 4-watt radio, y'all. You said you wanted that key up light. There you go, big brother. Oh, what's this thing doing, man? That RF ain't messing with that fan at all. That's the way you got to do them circuits here. Break, break, break. All right. Let's take a look at the peak. Go right there about 240, 250. 240, 250. 240, 250, about 225. Break, break. It's going to be a good driver for you, brother. All right, let's show you the input tune, input reflect. Oh, just a tad bit of movement, not much. That's a beautiful tune. Oh, that's a beautiful tune. Break, break. Alrighty. A lot of people have been saying they want to see what the amps do when you're talking, you know, and I understand. When I'm up here, mostly I'm just trying to show what the maximum the amp's going to do, the maximum. And that's what I've always done, you know, but I do understand people want to see what it's going to be doing while you're talking too, because you're not going to be sitting there doing but you know, just showing the maximum the amp's going to do with the perimeters being used, you know what I'm saying? So you know it's going to do a little less when you're sitting there talking with it fluctuating back and forth. All right. Well, now what we're going to do is go ahead and double our drive just to see what it's going to do when it's driven a little bit harder. So we're going to double our drive from 4 watts over to 8 watts RMS. All right. 4 watts to 8 watts RMS. Where's my mic? There's my mic. All right. All right, we're RMS, average, shall I say. I need to start saying average. All right. Right there about 160 to 180 it looks like. I'm looking at it from the side angle here. Shoot, man, that's like 20, 30 less than what 228.79s be doing. What's this thing talking though? What's this thing talking? 300 watts talking, 300 watts? Right there, 300 watts, PEP. 14.5 volts. We'll turn it up a volt just to see for the fun of it. It gained about 20, 30 watts. Nothing too major. About 170, I think, 180, I don't know. I'm looking at it from the side angle. We'll turn that back down to where I like to run things, right there about 14.4. Alright, so that's driving a little bit harder, and if you ask me, that's where 220, 290 should be doing. Right there around that state right there. If I put this thing on the better power supply over there, it'd be doing over 400 watts peak, etc., etc. But I do have some voltage sensitive things inside here, so I'm not going to do that. And plus, there's no reason to do that because this isn't going to be a final box. This is going to be a driver box. Alrighty. And the fella did not ask for a variable in the front, so I'm sure he has a radio where he has full control over the input of it from the radio with a dead key variable, which is good. Just like with my radios here, man, I got a dead key variable on all of them. I can sit there and control that dead key exactly where I want it. And if you got that much control like that, there's no need for a variable. Because yeah, a variable does take a little bit of dB out of the power that's going to be going into the actual amplifier. So if you take a variable out, your power is going to come up just a bit, you know. But sometimes a variable is needed, especially if you got a radio where you don't have a whole lot of control over your dead carrier and all that good stuff. So experienced operators, they don't need variables, or unless, like I said, it's a specific, like let's say you got a radio that'll only go down to 2 watts or 2.5 watts and it won't go any lower. That variable could help you turn that thing back just a tad bit to turn that 2 watts down to maybe 1.5 watts or so and so. So it would be a good thing at that point. Alright, so before I show the inside of this, now I want to show the timer circuit, which I thought was a really cool request. I have never done a timer circuit before. So basically, as you can see, you can turn the box off like that, okay? But if you put it all the way down in the bottom position, that's going to turn the internal LED off, but it's going to leave the fan on. Okay? So let's put a timer on it and see how long it lasts. Let's see if I can't. There we go. Let's just do it just like that. Okay? I'm going to go down and hit it at the same time. Oop. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, it keeps hitting the side of the... Alright. Here we go. I'll try not to shake the camera too long. What am I talking about? I say stuff sometimes that makes absolutely no dang sense at all. I'll try not to shake the camera too bad while I'm holding it. And I'll tell you what, if this dang video stops recording during this process, I'm going to be one mad cotton jobber. So as you can see right now, the power is still on over here, okay? The power's got to be on, because that's actually how the fan is spinning. If I went and turned that power off over there, the fan's going to turn off, okay? The fan is being powered by the electricity that the box is hooked up to. What this is doing is putting a delay on the actual relay that's turning the fan on. The fan is on an actual relay, okay? It should do about 1.5 minutes or so. That's the way I set it up. So let's see. I could add a little bit if you need me to. Okay, it's went a little bit past 1.5 minutes. When I tested it out on circuit, it was 1.5 minutes. There we go. So that's good. See, when I tested it out on circuit right here on the table, I had all, you know, about 8 or 9 alligator clips hooked up and everything. It turned out exactly like 1 minute and 33 seconds. Once I installed everything on the board and everything, it added a little bit. So that's good, man. I'd give it about 1 minute and 45 seconds. If you're okay with that, bud, we'll leave it. If you need a little bit more time added, that's completely fine. I can add another capacitor and circuit. And that's a real cool circuit right there. And that's actually a cool circuit that professors or people that's teaching people electronics could use to show Ohm's law to show actual LC, to show actual capacitance discharge, the time constants of capacitor discharge. I can't remember the exact name of it, good God. But anyway, so that's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool little circuit. I'll probably have a use for that in the future. Alright, let's go ahead and take the top off this thing and show the inside of it. As you can see, the delay, the time delay is over here. That's the time delay circuit. Yep, my phone overheated. Sorry about that. So there you go. And I can't even remember if I mentioned in the last one, since I had to wait about an hour and let my phone cool down, but usually when I do a build in this particular enclosure, you'll see me run wires from here to the switch up front and then back this way, that way. But I utilized a different way of running it. And there's nothing wrong at all with hiding your wires, your power wires, the power to relay and everything, to make everything look real smooth and, you know, as less clustered as possible. But you've got to do them the proper way. You know, you can't let wires be running in places where they could get chafed, you know, by the heat sink or cut to cause a short later on. It's all got to be done a proper way. And yes, it does take longer to hide your wires and everything. You know, people that's producing boxes over and over and over again as quick as possible, they're not going to go to all the trouble of hiding the wires, because that's the whole name of the game, to get the boxes built, get them built as quick as possible, you know, keep them profits rolling. But I don't ever see me being one of them type of builders. I think it would take the fun out of everything. I like to, you know, put my heart into each individual build. And there has been a time or two in the past where I've, you know, gotten there and just got a build done quick as I could, and at the end it felt wrong in a sense. It just didn't feel right. Like there's been a few times maybe where I've built a quick plastic amplifier, you know, a box amplifier in a plastic box when I needed a little extra cash or something, you know, and I might have zoomed through it. You know, it just didn't feel the same as, for example, one of these builds right here. So I just like taking my time and just doing every single one, you know, however I'm feeling at the time, you know, instead of just cookie cutting, doing this. You never know, maybe here in the future I'll be able to get a line of amps out, you know, where I'm using maybe PCB boards, to where there's a specific line of amps that are the same exact amp, that are built, you know, to get as many built as possible, to get them out there, and then still run a custom line like I'm doing right here. You know, that would be cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with making a living doing what you love. So there you go, buddy. There's your candy painted lemon drop Gatekeeper built 2-pill driver, two 2290s. Still got a couple of parts left. Still got a couple of parts left in here, and some of them are mine that I put in here, but we can send these parts back to you, man, or if you just want to put them towards the final cost, we can do that as well. You just let me know, bud. I'm gonna get this top put on here, get the screws put in it, and get it ready to package up. Get some microfiber sheets to put around it, so it won't scratch the paint job on the way to you, my man. Another beautiful amp on down the road. Mr. Gatekeeper set it out here around the northeast end of Georgia. I guess I would call this the GK60. Yeah, this would be more like the GK60 candy painted driver. 22290s. I hope it brings you many, many years of good use, brother. 73s, everybody out there, continue to be patient with me. I'm getting these things done as quick as possible. The right side of my jaw now is as big as a dang tennis ball. And this is what you sent right here. I was able to put it on there. You know, it's a little short, but honestly, it don't really matter how short the wire is coming out the box as long as you got a connector on it. So we were able to use that for you. Alright, buddy. Turned out real good. Have a good one, old Gatekeeper. Said it out here around northeast end of Georgia. I think I already said that, so I'm good and gone. Bye-bye.